Hey everyone, welcome along to Busy Bee Budgets. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be stuffing my side hustle cash, which is around £600, or is £600 I should say. But it should be quite a quick video because I'm not stuffing into that many different categories. But it's the first time I've stuffed my side hustle money. I'm in my first month of cash budgeting and I didn't want to stuff it too soon at the beginning of the month because I wasn't kind of sure how things would kind of work out. But now we're kind of into week 3, I feel kind of comfortable that I can stuff it and know that I can leave it there. So that's kind of what I want to do today. As always, it's probably be quite straightforward. I'm trying to build up some of my sinking funds because of the timing. So had I started this journey like at a different point in the year, I wouldn't have to stuff some of my envelopes quite as aggressively. But I've got some big things coming up for a couple of categories. So the first one's gifts, which usually I've kind of allocated £50 a month, but because I've got I've got quite a lot of big expensive birthdays coming up in the next 2 months, I want to stuff that kind of aggressively. But I think going forward, I won't have to use my side hustle money to do that. That can just come out of my main salary. And then similarly with home, like someone's come and do our decking, which I didn't think was going to happen quite so quickly. So I'm just aggressively like stuffing that one as well. But again, hopefully that should kind of be more of a one-off. And then the other category I'm going to be stuffing is financial goals, because in April my salary and my work is changing. So I'm going to be taking a salary reduction. So I want to kind of prioritise that while I've still got some spare cash. So yeah, like that's kind of what's going on today. So usually I've got my sinking funds tracker in my bullet journal. I've got a separate video on that. But what I'm going to do is kind of after I've done today's stuffing is I'm going to like confirm what I plan to do and then what I actually have stuffed. But also I might stuff my stinking funds at the end of the month, if that makes sense, if I've got any kind of rollover or leftover. So maybe I won't do the actuals quite yet, but anyway, I'll update these and I'll update the trackers as well, but I'll do that off camera just so you don't have to watch me do that. So I think I've got £600 and I've kind of allocated it out, so I'll just count that as I kind of go. So the first category that's going to get it is gifts. So this is my everyday budget, and I'd be really interested about what some of you do, because so in some ways, I guess gifts isn't every day, but you want the money if you do spot something to kind of be able to buy it. But I guess it also is a sinking fund, isn't it? So yeah, just how you treat it. Do you have it in your sinking funds binder, which is that one, or do you have it in your everyday? Because I'm thinking maybe I will transfer it over to my sinking funds. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still finding my way with all of this. So at the moment in gifts, I've got 20, 30, 40. And I'm going to stuff 200. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, so 200. So that brings me up to 240. So just count that. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 220, 230, 240. And then I think with the with my normal stuff next month for March and for April, that should pretty much bring me up to where I need to be. So this is probably kind of a one-off cash stuff in gifts, if that makes sense, on the side hustle. But next month I can always just give myself a little bit extra if I feel it. So I've got my nephews, I've got 2 of my best friends, I've got my husband's birthday, all of which are kind of quite big things usually. So that's why gifts needs to be getting this. But after April, I think my usual £50 should be absolutely fine, because that will build up over the year. It's just like the timing of me starting this budgeting and then the timing of the birthdays and stuff. So anyway, a bit of a ramble, sorry, like that's kind of where we are. So I think that's what I'm stuffing in my everyday. But I tell you what I am going to do is I'm going to take that out of here and put it into my sinking funds, and I'll create a little tracker for it, just because, as I said, I probably don't want to be taking it out all the time, and I can always borrow like some money from one of the envelopes if I see it at the time. And then this is my sinking funds binder, so I'll just pop gifts in the back as we've done that one. Perfect. So the next one I want to stuff is financial goals. So I've got £1,000 in here at the moment, and that's at the bank. But I want to add 200 because this is one I really wanted to like give loads to, but I just think having like started to look at what my budget might look like after my salary reduction, I just don't think that's going to be possible for the next few months. Come January, my income will go back up again. So I kind of just think perhaps it's one of those things that I can add to when I can, perhaps side hustle money and whatever, but it's not going to be able to get as much as it got this month. But I just want to put an extra 200 in, just so I'm starting to work towards the future. So the idea of my financial goals envelope is for working towards perhaps paying off my mortgage, or getting an investment property, or investing in the stock market, just something that's for our long-term financial goals. Lots of the other stuff in here really is, I guess, about everyday life. And I want to be really intentional about building towards like a strong financial future. So that's why this one kind of gets so prioritised. So anyway, I've got 1,000 in there, and then I'm stuffing 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. And I think what I'm going to do is, once I get to a certain level, maybe like £500 in cash, I'm going to take that to the bank and put placeholders in. But yeah, that's kind of £1,200. But not to beat myself up again, like, to put £1,200 in this month is really good, and I'm really happy about that. Yeah, that just sort of helps, doesn't it? So okay, the next one is getting stuffed is home. So at the moment in home I have 20, 40, 60, 81. Oh, there's another 20 in there. 120, and then I'm going to add the final 200 to that. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. So that will make 320. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 320. So I'm going to stuff that one quite heavily next month as well, I think, and then that should get me to kind of close to how much. He hasn't said how much the decking will be yet, but that will bring us close. And there's a couple of other bits I want to start saving for in the house. So again, this might be an envelope I probably stuff more heavily like through the year, just while we do the final bits and pieces to the house. So that's it. So everything else doesn't get stuffed today. And then I guess when I do my week 4, or maybe my end of month, I'll, because I've done a bit of, some of these categories I have done a bit of spending out of experiences, for instance, but that's all on the card, so I need to sort that out with the bank. And that goes back. But yeah, and I've got my MOT and service coming up next month, so car's going to take a bit of a battering, but I think we're probably okay for that for now. So yeah, kind of happy. So so it was a bit of a whistle stop tour through all the behind us. But yeah, I think like the side hustle cash, I'm really going to try and focus on increasing over the next few months. I've got loads of stuff still I want to sell. I've got some income from some social media stuff that my husband does. So just trying to, I guess, increase that as my salary is decreasing, whilst keeping an eye on the budget, just so that, yeah, we kind of, I guess, don't feel it as much, the income drop, but also that we're making the most of everything else. So I hope some of that made sense. It probably didn't make any sense. But thank you for joining me, and thanks for coming along to Busy Bee Budgets. Lovely to have you. Hope you have a good day and stay safe. Take care.